feet. The world just flips, the axis tilts away. A choice that changes everything today. Unwavering focus in a moment of tension. The end of the life I'm used to, I should mention. The end of the life I'm used to, I should mention. 2 decades gone between your gaze and mine. A shared high stakes moment, time intimacy meets danger in the dark. A sudden fire from a quiet spark. What was familiar is a ghost in the rain. Erosion of ground for a different kind of pain. The weight of the morning is crushing my chest. A sudden perspective, no room left to rest. No room left to rest. It's over now, my life has flipped overnight. Gone in the dim light.
Threads of fate. Elias was sleeping outside her apartment. As soon as Clara saw him, she didn't think it was right to leave him out there, so she invited him inside. The two spent a long time together in the apartment, getting close and lost in each other. But this time, Clara tried to control herself and set a condition that they would not meet more than once a week. The next day, 20-year-old Elias went to a plaza for shopping where his eyes suddenly fell on a woman. She was 52 years old and worked as a librarian. She was calmly buying her things, but within a few minutes, a security guard caught Elias stealing. At that moment, Clara stepped in to help him and pay for the stolen items. Outside, she tried to explain to him that he was ruining himself by going down this path, but Elias was actually happy about her help. He had deliberately stolen inside the plaza. He told her that his apartment was nearby and invited her to come see it, but Clara refused as she didn't want to go anywhere with a stranger. Elias couldn't stop himself and handed her a box of sweets. As Clara was leaving, her purse fell. When she bent down to pick it up, Elias's gaze lingered on her body. Clara didn't like that at all. This behavior upset her, confirming her belief that some people never change. Grief and betrayal. The scene then shifts. She returned home and checked her purse carefully, only to find that her ID was missing. She realized that Elias must have taken it. Meanwhile, at his apartment, Elias held her ID and started figuring out her address. The next morning, Clara learned that her husband had died. They had been living separately. She went to his estate where his funeral was taking place. Her son, daughter, and sister were there supporting her in her grief. One of her husband's friends stepped forward and began praising him, speaking highly of his qualities, but his words didn't touch Clara's heart. She felt empty inside. As she stepped out, she saw Elias waiting near her car. He returned her purse, which she had left behind. Seeing him, Clara became furious, thinking he had taken it on purpose. But the next moment, tears filled her eyes. She broke down and hugged Elias. Her pain wasn't from her husband's death, but from the betrayal. He had loved someone else and had only used her. Trying to comfort her, Elias held her tightly, as if he wanted to support her broken state. Crying, Clara began telling him everything about her husband. Sitting in the car, they shared their pain. Elias reassured her that he was there for her and that she didn't need to worry. As he said this, he kissed her, and surprisingly, Clara liked the feeling. But in the next moment, she stepped out of the car, knowing that her daughter or sister could show up at any time. Just then, her daughter arrived. Clara got nervous, thinking she might have seen them inside the car. She looked back, but nothing was visible from the outside, which made her feel relieved. Smiling, she went back with her daughter. After some time, Clara received a letter written by her husband, handed to her by his friend. In the letter, he apologized and wrote that he truly loved her. But the gap between truth and words continued to hurt her. Breaking points. Meanwhile, that same friend started trying to get closer to her and invited her on a boating trip. After thinking for a while, Clara agreed. That night when she returned home, she felt even more broken. She no longer had anyone to rely on. The next morning, Elias was standing outside her apartment waiting for her. He called her, but Clara didn't come out. She ignored his calls and stood silently behind the door. After a while, her sister came with breakfast and called out to her, but Clara didn't respond. Then suddenly, Clara appeared in front of her holding a gun. Her sister got scared. All the anger bottled up inside Clara burst out. She told her sister that her husband had been cheating on her and was having an affair with another woman. Hearing this, her sister was shocked. Fear showed on her face because that other woman was actually her. Without saying anything, her sister left. After that, Clara went to a beauty salon. She knew Elias would come there since she hadn't answered his call earlier. After some time, Elias showed up and tried to impress her. He signaled to her and Clara smiled. Later, they decided to meet again in the evening. As soon as Clara got home, Elias called her and they decided on a place to meet. They planned to meet at 5 p.m. and Clara started getting ready for it. Meanwhile, Elias was also stressed about what to wear. He quickly went to a clothing store to pick out an outfit. While he was there, 2 or 3 of his friends showed up and started making fun of him. They had never seen Elias like this before. So serious and sincere. It was clear that he was changing and his friends found it strange. Still, they all helped him choose an outfit in the end. A disastrous date. On the other side, Clara was getting ready to meet a stranger for the first time. She put on a beautiful dress and headed out to meet Elias, though she had somewhere else to go first. Elias, dressed and ready, set off on his bicycle to meet Clara. He looked very excited. Before meeting Elias, Clara met her sister's husband, Marcus. He complimented her, saying the dress looked great on her, but behind Clara's eyes was a strange silence. She smiled slightly, but didn't respond much. She got so caught up talking to him that she lost track of time and forgot she had to meet Elias. Meanwhile, Elias had already arrived early at the meeting spot. He sat by the roadside waiting for her. His friends had secretly followed him and were watching him from a distance. After a few hours, Clara finally arrived. When she saw Elias, she smiled. His friends were shocked to see that Elias was on a date with an older woman. Seizing the moment, Elias confessed his feelings and expressed his love for her. But Clara didn't take him seriously. Elias said he wanted to be with her and take care of her, but Clara found it strange and wondered if he had gone crazy. She even made fun of his clothes. At that moment, the smile disappeared from Elias's face. In anger, he took off the outfit he had bought and threw it on the road. Clara kept laughing, which only made him angrier. When she couldn't understand his love, Elias stormed off to his girlfriend's house. His heart was broken. Love had become everything to him. But that same love pushed him toward destruction. Slowly he started leaving his work behind. When his girlfriend tried to stop him, he shoved her out of the house. Crossing boundaries. Meanwhile, Clara spent the whole night thinking about Elias. A strange heaviness settled in her heart and she couldn't sleep properly. The next morning, she went out looking for him. She went to his workplace, but he hadn't shown up that day. She tried to get his address there, but couldn't and returned home disappointed, but she had no idea what was about to happen next. That evening, she was watering the plants in her house when she suddenly felt like someone was inside. Nervously, she stepped in and heard the sound of water running from the bathroom. Her breathing quickened, her heart started pounding. When she opened the door, Elias was standing there soaked in water, his eyes fixed on her. It was sudden, unexpected, yet it felt like an invisible force was pulling them toward each other. She couldn't stop herself. They moved closer, so close that it felt like time had frozen. The distance between them disappeared, and the echoes of that moment seemed to bounce off the walls and spill into the world outside. At that very moment, her son and daughter arrived outside the door. They had come to surprise their mother, unaware of what was happening inside. They had something important to talk to her about, but when they heard noises, they rushed in and started looking for her. Clara quickly stepped out, trying to compose herself, standing in the hall and pretending everything was normal. Meanwhile, Elias slipped away without looking back. After Elias left, Clara's daughter went into the bathroom to shower and found one of Elias's clothes. When her son tried to talk to her, Clara seemed distracted. She was thinking about Elias. Unable to hold back, she called him and asked him to meet her near the lake. Clara explained that she could only meet him after her children left. A few hours later, she was free and headed toward the lake to meet him. Elias was sleeping outside her apartment again. As soon as Clara saw him, she got angry and told him clearly that they couldn't keep meeting so openly. Still, afraid that her children might find out, she didn't think it was right to leave him outside and invited him in. Inside, they spent a long time together, lost in each other. But this time, Clara tried to control herself and set a condition, music, that they would not meet more than once a week. However, things had already changed. This was no longer a simple relationship. Slowly, they began to forget their limits. Meeting by the lake at coffee shops, Clara seemed happier, almost as if she had forgotten her past life. Their meetings became more frequent, and people started noticing their behavior. One day, after spending time together at a coffee shop, Clara realized she was heading down the wrong path. Yet there was still a strange happiness on her face. They spent hours there and then Elias gestured for her to come closer. Clara understood. They kissed, forgetting that others were watching. Soon Clara noticed people staring and ran away in embarrassment. Elias followed her all the way to her house. Clara tried to explain that they were crossing boundaries, but Elias reassured her that nothing would happen to her. Complications and confrontations. That same night, Marcus showed up at her house under the pretense of checking on her. Panic. Clara hid Elias inside. Marcus approached her and started talking warmly. In truth, Marcus had feelings for Clara, but had never expressed them before. Seeing an opportunity, he began speaking to her like a boyfriend would. Clara stayed quiet, listening. Then, Marcus stepped further inside the house. Clara grew nervous, afraid her secret might be exposed, but she couldn't stop him. Marcus took the moment and continued talking sweetly, and Clara went along with it. As they grew closer, suddenly, Elias appeared in front of them. In that instant, everything changed. Marcus understood the truth that Clara was involved with someone else, possibly even a client. His heart broke and without saying a word, he left. Clara's anger immediately turned toward Elias for not listening to her. Elias too became angry. He felt betrayed. He trusted her. Yet, she seemed involved with another man right in front of him. Hurt, he walked out. It had started raining, but he kept walking toward music, home. Meanwhile, Clara realized her mistake and went to Marcus to apologize. But Marcus had no words left. He decided to end things as he no longer trusted her. Seeing his anger, Clara ran away. The next morning, Elias woke up on the roadside with his friends. They joked about his girlfriend, but Elias said he had broken up with her and told them not to talk about her. His friends became concerned and promised to help him. Clara, meanwhile, met Marcus again that morning. He tried to make her understand that Elias was just using her and would leave her one day. Clara felt confused. She didn't know who to trust anymore. Later, Elias returned to the same store, picked up something, and tried to walk out without paying, but he was caught again. This time, there was no forgiveness. He was sent to jail. A few hours later, Clara found out and went to get him released. She scolded him angrily, saying she couldn't keep saving him from jail again and again. Elias was still upset with her, suspecting she had an affair with Marcus, but he also realized his mistakes. Sitting in the car, he apologized. But Clara wanted more than just an apology. She leaned in and kissed him. By evening, Clara attended a party in a red dress. She looked beautiful and people's attention was drawn to her. But inside, she was still angry. Elias had called her there. At the party, Elias's girlfriend showed up and already knew everything about them. She started mocking Clara, her age, her profession, everything. Humiliated, Clara quietly got up to leave. Elias tried to stop her and kiss her, but she walked away without saying anything. Elias realized their relationship was falling apart. He tried to apologize and save it, but Clara had already left. Outside, he placed a hand on her shoulder to stop her, but she was still angry. She pulled away, got into her car, and drove home. After she left, her sister asked what had happened. Their friends explained that Clara and Elias were involved in an affair, and due to a misunderstanding, distance had grown between them. Hearing this, her sister was completely shocked. The truth revealed. After a while, Elias followed her on his bicycle and reached her apartment. But Clara ignored him. As soon as she entered, her daughter was standing there. In her hand was a piece of clothing that belonged to a strange young man. Her eyes were full of questions and her voice carried pain. "We were all waiting for you to scatter Dad's ashes. Where were you? You can tell me what's going on with you." Clara stayed silent. She realized her daughter had started suspecting her. The clothing was Elias's left behind in the bathroom that day. Disturbed, Clara went to meet her sister the next day. The pain buried inside her slowly began to come out. She said, "In love, betrayal often comes from your own people." But her sister remained quiet. Clara also openly talked about Marcus. Hearing this, something burned inside her sister. She understood that Clara had developed feelings for someone else. Just then, Clara's children came inside. Her sister quickly changed her expression and pretended to be cheerful. But Clara's daughter looked into her aunt's eyes and asked, "Are you hiding something? Can you tell us the truth?" Silence filled the room. Her aunt lied, saying, "Your mother is just upset about your father." But the daughter understood she was being lied to. At that moment, a noise came from the bathroom and the next second, Elias appeared. Everyone froze in shock. Clara quickly tried to handle the situation and said, "He's my client. He's not mentally stable. I have to take care of him or he might lose control." But her daughter already understood the truth. Elias, on the other hand, wanted to reveal everything. Clara's son also demanded to know who he was and what he was doing there. Elias openly called Clara his girlfriend, and hearing that, Clara lost her temper. She stormed outside and Elias followed her. Inside the house, everyone was left shocked, realizing that Clara was having an affair. Outside, Clara shouted, "Who told you to come here? You're ruining my respect in front of my family. Stay away from my life." Nearby, Marcus was watching all of this, and there was a strange satisfaction on his face. Clara then asked Elias to leave and said they would talk later. After that, she went back to her sister. The final climax. After some time, both sisters went to the lake together to immerse, music, their husband's ashes. Standing by the water, her sister suddenly broke down and said, "Forgive me. I had a relationship with your husband. When you were at work, I used to come to your house, and this kept happening." Hearing this, the ground slipped from beneath Clara's feet. Her voice trembled. "You were my own sister. How could you do this?" The truth was even worse. It had started just a day after the wedding. As they argued, Elias was out searching for Clara. Marcus stood at a distance, watching the sisters fight. Clara's children didn't understand what was happening between their mother and their aunt. The situation became so intense that her sister had to step into the lake. Leaving her there, Clara took a boat and came back to the shore. Elias was standing near her car and she saw him there. Meanwhile, her sister slowly swam back to the shore. Clara's anger had reached its peak. Music. She moved toward Marcus's car. Elias stood nearby, ready to stand by her no matter what. Suddenly, a fight broke out between Marcus and Elias. Hearing the commotion, Clara rushed over and somehow stopped them, asking Marcus to step back. He did. After that, without thinking, Elias and Clara held each other. Their feelings were no longer hidden. Clara's children stood at a distance, watching everything, and for the first time, a sense of calm appeared on their faces. Their mother was finally living life on her own terms. Then, the two of them left that place together on a long journey, leaving the past behind and holding on to each other. And that's how their story slowly came, music, to an end. Strange, but peaceful in its own way. Elias and Clara had finally found happiness in each other. If you enjoyed this story, please make sure to share it with your friends, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel for more. U.S. Wild West love story.